Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E510, a 1960D Denver National Bank roll. How is everybody doing today? Let a couple people get in chat and we'll get this thing rolling. Wonderful day, 75 and mostly sunny in Southwest Florida. This is my only reveal for today. Back is healing well, but I will come back Friday with probably two, hopefully. We're going to go ahead and get this open. Nana Stacks, welcome to the show. Rithy, how is everybody? Richard Sappington, Jim Fletcher, welcome to the show. We are going to get this show rolling. First coin of the roll is for Shinbone. God, it was chilly here. I got up this morning, it was like 60 degrees. And I know that's not chilly for most of you, and it didn't used to be chilly for me. But in the last, it only took about 3 years, but in the last 10, 11 years, I've gotten used to it being nice and toasty. I mean, we do get about 9 months of sunny and 90 here. And I've gotten used to it. I'm not a big fan of under 50 degrees at all anymore. It just seems to go right to the bone. Yeah, we're supposed to go to 80 today. By the weekend, I think Friday night, they said we're going to go down to 50 degrees. Nice looking coins in this roll. So I've got my fat pants and socks and everything pulled out and washed. So we are good for the season now. Looks like we got a little RPM. Is that what we got right there? I do believe so. D over D East. We get my cheat sheet up, see what we can find out on this. Going down the list. Oh, see what that looks like. That is definitely it. And that is a different die state, which we need photos of. That's for sure that. That's that. Look at the reverse. Between ES of states. That's those die scratches. And there's through the R of pluribus. So this is 1MM22. Let me make a note of that. makes my later job easy. One of these will be a plate coin. There's already a early die state, but this is a mid die state. So our first die variety of the roll. Shannon, welcome to the show. Farm Dog, DW, Jim Fletcher, Otis. Got a whole crew here today. Rithy, Richard, I think I said everybody now. Get it back in focus. How's that eye coming along, DW? Back it off a little bit. Not a lot for double die reverses. But we're going to look. No, it is not. This is the last roll from last week. I ended up having back issues, of all things, and could only sit through a little bit of time. So I had to fall behind on this. The rolls for next week, my first one is scheduled Friday. I might do 2 on Friday. I'm going to try to do 2 on Friday. I'm thinking I'll be good enough to do 2 on Friday. That's the best way of saying it. I was going to do 2 today, but I don't want to push my luck. Yeah, this was Denver National Bank, something like that. It's a nice looking roll. $49. Brr. I just got shrinkage. One RPM number 22 in the roll so far. Coin number 7 for Carl. Seen this die pair. Getting repeaters in the roll, which is a good thing. Hopefully we get a bunch of those number 22s. That's a new die for the roll. Easy to tell by the die scratches. It is, it's getting better. It's going slow. The weird thing is it doesn't bother me unless I'm sitting like at my dining room chair or in my office chair. It's only if I sit a certain way, and then I can't get out of the chair without like serious pain. But it's definitely better than it was. Welcome, Steve. always welcome to come and watch. Everybody's welcome. And that's why I've kind of been slow in getting this stuff done. I had to spread 2 yards of dirt and get grass seed planted after my septic was put in because I'm cheap and wanted to save $2,500. And I probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm cheap. The cheap side of me just takes over sometime. And I guess I didn't save $2,500. I guess I saved more like $2,200 because all the dirt and everything cost me probably more like $400. So I saved $2,100. Yeah, I shouldn't have did it, DW. I've got a bad back, and I know I got a bad back. I just pushed myself, and I pushed myself. Ooh, there's a little one. Pushed myself a little too hard. See what we got here. I'm going to guess this one is probably listed. Let me see. All right, big split lower serif, so we can whip through these pretty quick. Level with the 9, kind of got this big dimple we should be able to see on the thumbnail. Seems to me I remember this one. If I'd be surprised if it wasn't listed on Copper Coins. Maybe. Maybe. Nope. Too far south. That one. Nope. Different angle, but right in the right spot. I'm going to have to double check this one. Let's see. Let me look there. Nope. A little pock mark there. So many 60Ds to look at. Nope, that one ain't it. I'm going to whip through the Wexlers after this if I don't find it. Like I said, I'll be shocked if it's not. So far, it's not. I mean, I guess I could have missed it. Oh, what's that? That's pretty close. Nope, not that one. But it's that one. There we go. 1mm175. Should have a little. There it is right there. That little die scratch. And we'll look at the reverse. dice. Oh, there's that die scratch right there. Let's look. There's all that. Let me look at MDS. All right, this is as late die state is listed. So 1mm, 175 for Paul Hampton. Next coin, Jim Fletcher. Seen this die pair with the funky die scratches. Come on, get in here and lay down. Coin 13, Richard. Anybody have any good finds lately that they need to talk about or want to talk about? I haven't did any extracurricular searching in a while. I've been sorting coins. Did do that. A lot of cool varieties in the rolls. 4 rolls I got from Chuck to search that he did in reveals. 42D 1mm6. And there's a 4060 that has double die obverse and reverse and an RPM, which is kind of neat. That's only the second one I know of besides a 41D that has all 3. Coin 16, Farm Dog. Same die, 3 coins in a row. Three coins in a row. Oh, they were really good finds. He did some good rolls 2 weeks ago. They're from 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow I'll be sorting a lot of that stuff out and trying to get some packages out. I know I got 3 or 4. I think I got one for Chuck Patillo and IT. A couple other people in there. Those are just the ones I remember. 25S. Ooh. I want to find one of those. That was JT Stanton's favorite coin. This is a different D over D East. So let's see what we got here. You can see it right down here and then a little bit right here. Die scratches that should make it very easy. Too far north. There it is right there, 1mm48. Look for the little, there they are. Has every little mark so far. Let's check the reverse. Has those. Has those. Has those. And has those. All right, Dan gets a 1mm48. Oh, that's an awesome fine farm dog. And there's another one, 2 in a row. Found a 77D F. Oh, nice. That's a good one there, Shannon. Another 1mm45 or 48. And this is a 1mm 22. Double check, but I'm pretty sure it is. And it is. So now we're getting repeaters of the RPMs here. Going 21, Taco John. And this is a different one again. You can see it on the lower serif, upper serif, and on the upper vertical right here. The little loop. So let's see if we can't find this one. I always run back to the end for these. Pretty far to the south, a little bit over to the west. And the loop should make it relatively easy to pick out of the crowd. Everything is to the north so far. What's that? No loop. Different shape to the mint mark. That's close. Not it, though. So far, not finding it. All right, let's see. That's too far north. I'm looking for to pick it out is here, and plus it's very far from the 6. Well, that's a close ones. Oh, what's that? Nope, different shape. I'm gonna whip through what I have for Wexler real quick. Well, that's pretty close, so let's look at that. And there it is. All right, 1mm 149. That. There's that. There's those. And those. And those. So we've got every marker for 149 on this. MM 149. D over D tilted. Mark, welcome. Feeling all better yet? We are finding RPMs in the roll. And another RPM. This is the same one. Yep, there's that. There's that. So another 1mm 149. My wife had a cold, Mark. I couldn't believe it. I kept telling her, you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to the doctor. And then one day she says, if I'm not getting better by tomorrow, I'm going to the doctor. And literally 2 weeks later, she started getting better. And she still got a little cough that's just like hanging around. But she never had a fever, anything. Just a huge sinus infection and cold. It was awful. I didn't sleep well for 2 weeks. Coin 24, Kurt. And she was in Alabama, so it could be the same stuff floating around. And yeah, that's what hers was. That's what hers did. Look at this with the loop. This is the second one of these that I've seen. So you just can't see it with the loop. It's not there. See if we've got anything listed. Nope, not that. And this is the one that is, yeah, not listed. So we're going to just keep it not listed. I see like a little thing in the scope that looks like it could be a doubled eyelid, but it's just not right. And you can't see it with the 10X or the 14X loop. I didn't know if I was going to be able to broadcast today. I had no internet from basically 9 o'clock last night till 8 o'clock this morning. Somebody cut the fiber where they were digging the road up, is what I heard. Friday, I will be doing the Tails roll. Not sure of the date. I got 10 rolls and they were all Tails. And I didn't open any of them up because I want to be surprised. I try not to cheat when I do these things when I get multiple rolls. Sometimes I have no choice, but sometimes I do. Yep. And I know they're early 60s just from the design. I would say 60 through or 59 through 64. I would say 69 through 62 because the coins look pretty sharp, and by 63 the dies were kind of chewed up. And these look pretty well struck on the reverses. Coin 30, Tim Weber. And this is a 148. 1mm 148. So our third example of that, 149, pardon me. So we got 48 and 149. Next coin for Dan. And he gets one, I can tell by that die crack, of a 149 also. So now we're cooking. We're getting lots of RPMs in this roll. So far we've got about, well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 out of 30, so we're batting about 30%. Urka, welcome to the show. We are finding RPMs. A couple nice ones. Actually, they're all nice. None of them are fly poop in the pepper. Crazy, yeah. What am I thinking, right? Still one of my favorite. It is my favorite. Actually, this or 70D are my favorite rolls to search. When you're in a slump, you can always grab a 60D roll and be relatively certain you can find one. You only don't find something maybe 30% of the time. The rest of the time, you find it. At least one or two. The difference with me is I actually enjoy attributing them, where there's a lot of people, they just throw them into tubes and don't attribute them. This is a 1mm 22. I'm going to double check that, but I see the little extra mint mark right here. It's just got a black spot on it. But I'm going to go double check just to make sure it's in the right spot. And it is. That's it. All right. So Carl gets a 1mm22. Yeah, me too. Me too, Shannon. And I literally got hundreds of tubes that back when I first got into this and I got good at actually seeing them, I probably got 300 or 400 tubes of dye varieties that I haven't opened up in 20 years. And it's all the stuff I couldn't easily identify. This should be a 149, and it is. You can tell by the die crack. Yeah, and how often do you go back to them, Eric? You're better off just doing it then. Better off just getting it over with. There's another 22. This one shows good because it doesn't have the little black carbon spot there, but it's right there. Never. I just want to sell rolls of RPMs. There you go. People would prefer, I think I know a few people that actually would buy them just so they could spend 2 weeks going through them to try to figure out what they are. And I don't think that it's slowing down. I honestly believe that there could be 500 RPMs for 1960D. As much as I don't want it to be that high, I think it could be. It's not impossible for sure. I've talked to somebody who's an avid RPM hunter, and they say that they have at least 300 that aren't listed, which means that probably 200 aren't listed. This should be, and it is 1mm 175. I'm going to double check. No. Which one is this? Yeah, it should be that one. It is. All right, 1mm 175. So we have got multiples of all the RPMs so far. Coin 42 for Jim Fletcher. This is a 1mm 148, verified with the die crack. Yep, you're not wrong. That, and they made tons. That's, that was one of the first years after the wheat cents, so they made tons. And this is a 1mm 48. They made tons and tons and tons of Lincoln cents in 59, 60, 61. And I mean, it could be just personnel changes too. Like you say, the guy didn't know how to do it, or knew how to do it and just didn't do it effectively. That's like now, the die manufacturing now, I am convinced they either have new equipment or new personnel, because they are definitely creating way more doubled dies. There's already 20 doubled die nickels for 2025. There seems to be more double die, minor double die Lincoln cents for 2025, even though they haven't manufactured so many. So I'm not sure what the change is, if it's new equipment or if it's new help, because it seemed to happen after COVID. So a good roll. We'll go do a recap at the end of the roll. So did I. It I couldn't watch much, Eric. I was talking to Chuck about it, and I got PTSD. I mean, as you know, Ian parked itself over my house for about 5 hours. And the noise of the wind and the noise, it was like when they say a tornado sounds like a locomotive. That hurricane sounded like a locomotive for about 5 hours. And yeah, it was scary. It's the only storm I've ever been through where I thought there was a possibility I wasn't going to make it. And I've been through quite a few of them. So my heart breaks for those people because they had 180 mile an hour wind gusts. And the thing I think is a travesty is now there's people making money off of videos that are created by AI that shows sharks swimming in the street and stuff like that. It's going to take them. Well, I'm not even rebuilt yet, and it's been 3 years here. It's going to take them years. Fortunately, many of the buildings there were made of concrete. I'm fortunate to live in a concrete house myself. So that helps a lot, but it doesn't keep the roofs on and everything else that's in the house. So, final coin of the roll is for Dan. Dan gets a 1mm48. All right, we'll do a quick recap on what was found. 48. This was 48 also, I think. Yes. This was 22. Yes. RPM 22. We have coins 3, 20, 35, and 38. And they go to Carl, Frank, Carl, and Kurt. 1mm48 is coins 18, 19, 43, and 50. And they go to Dan, Shinbone, Paul, and Dan. 1mm 149 is coin 21, 22, 30, 31, 37, and 42. And they go to Taco John, Carl, Tim Weber, Dan, Dirty Water, and Jim Fletcher. And 175, we've got 2. That's fine, Mark. That's fine. Coin number 11 and 41, and they go to Paul and Sissy. That is the finds of the roll. I want to thank everybody for joining. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing everybody on Friday for Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E511, a Tails roll from Pittsburgh branch of Federal Reserve of Cleveland. If you haven't heard, if you want to opt into the email notifications list, send Chuck an email at cd@coppercoins.com and say that you want to receive, that you opt in for receiving emails for auctions and other notifications of events that we're doing. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the neighborhood. We'll talk to you later.